Alright, you guys, I'm going to do a unfiltered, unedited video here. I'll just upload it in a little bit here, but anyway, I had to bring this to you guys. This is a Autel 906, MS906ts scan tool, and I was trying to do a little repair on this DoD vehicle, or diagnosis on this DoD vehicle. I was going to pull codes on it. The scanner would not boot. So, if you have one of these scanners, I'm going to warn you about something with this particular scanner, and I want to make sure that you guys are well aware that this could happen. And if you're technology savvy and it's out of warranty, I would highly advise addressing this issue before it becomes a problem, because it would not boot. And then I noticed something on the back of the scanner. Now, on the back of the scanner, I cannot see it now. You can see it's nice and flushed, but that back area where that label is, so right where this label was, right here, this area was bulged up really badly. And if you already caught it in the background, you know what happened. But sitting right here is the battery. Look at this battery. This is a lithium battery, and you can see it is way bulged. I'm not even sure the scanner is going to be repairable. I'm going to try and power it up and see if I can get it to fix. But there's a huge issue here. So what I'll show you guys, just give me a second. So you can see the board here is loose. The battery sits under the board right there, okay? And this is actually the hard case for the battery. Oh, you can see how stretched out the label was. But this hard case here, it ripped this one out of the screw. It ripped that one out of the screw. So it took both these and popped this, and it was sitting like that with, let's see here, one of these sides exposed. It would have been that side, I believe. And you could see the side here. And yeah, so I did not have the correct Torx bit. It requires a really small Torx bit, and I couldn't find my little Torx bit set. I was using it on some fine electronics project I was doing earlier, and I couldn't find it. And when I pulled the cover off of this thing, so let's see here. So the screen here, you know, it bolts on from the back. When I unscrewed the screws, it popped up like this, where it had a huge gap, and I'm like, oh my goodness, you know. And then when I pulled this over, you know, you have a bunch of connections here. If you know anything about electronics, you'll figure out how to disconnect these. If you don't, I'm not going to go explain it. Maybe look at some cell phone repair videos. There's a lot on that. But this guy here was popped up like that. So this is covering up some, looks like some memory modules, maybe the main processor. Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like it's doing the main processor. It's an ARM processor, and it's a 6-core, I believe. But you can see the little heat pad there. But here's the thing. This board was bulged up really badly. In fact, see if I can line you guys up. You can see it's got a permanent warp now. And that warpage is from that battery pushing this board up. So I very well could have some solder joints that are damaged in here. But in order for me to even get this off of here, because of how fast I decided I had to pull it off, so I was trying to find the right Torx bit. I'm looking around and I'm holding the thing in my hand, and I heard a nasty pop. I thought, you know, and what it was the case shelling because of this thing having so much pressure on it, and it put even more force on that board and more stress on that board. And I thought, I got to get this out of here immediately, because it is gonna, if it's not wrecked, I can still salvage it. Unless it does it one more time, I'm screwed. So I grabbed my good old trusty cutoff wheel here, since I couldn't find the right bit, and I very carefully, so here's one of the screws, I or where the screw goes, very carefully, I don't think I have any screws sitting here anymore, put a slot in the screw, you know, with the die grinder, making sure that I didn't hit any circuitry in here. I'm going to have to clean all this off, because that dust, I'm sure, is the metallic dust is in here, I'm sure. But emergency sake, I just put slots in it, and then used a flathead screwdriver to go ahead and get them screws out of there. So, with that, my suggestion, if you have one of these scanners, you can do a couple things. If it's out of warranty, either, well, replace it. I guess you could do that. Just keep updating it and get new ones. Otherwise, pull the battery out, replace the battery for good measure every so often. If it's under, I don't know, maybe not. I don't know, because if you have a good battery, you have a good battery. If you have a bad one like this one, it's gonna pop, inevitable, and you might buy a new one that is bad. But what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build my own battery. Now this is a 2S, so 2 cells, 5,000 milliamp hour battery. It does not need to be that heavy of a battery. I'm probably going to use this connector, and I'm going to build my own, maybe a 3,000 milliamp battery, something that takes up less space. That way, if it does expand again, it's going to be less of an expansion, less of a problem, hopefully. And it may create more of a problem. I don't know. It might just burn up into oblivion and melt the whole scanner down to nothing. But first off, I got to make sure it works. Otherwise, my better of suggestions here is probably, you can see where this goes. Take that case here. So take the case on this side of it, and I'm thinking I'm gonna cut a breakaway channel here. So instead of expanding and pushing the board and damaging the board, it's actually gonna pop towards the back of this plate and pop out the back of it. I'd much rather have a weak zone where it just pushes the back off and then expands towards the back where there's nothing to damage than it expanding and flexing that board again, because that is some serious damage that this thing may have caused, may not have caused. I'm not sure. I'll find out later. I just wanted to get this out there because it's obviously a problem. If anybody with this scanner finds this video and has this problem, be sure to leave me a comment. Let me know. I want to know how many of you are having this problem. This is the first time I've had this problem. This is the first time I've had this scanner. I don't want to buy another one unless I know it's going to be okay. Obviously, I could have just had a fluke incident. I don't know. Autel, if you get this video, leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. I'm not against you. I appreciate the stuff that you've done and how the scanner works. There's a couple little kinks that bug me, but it's not the price of a Snap-on scanner either, so I'm okay with that. I can live with it. But with that, it is a Chinese product. Hopefully they start getting a little closer to the Americans, the U.S. stuff. But hopefully it works. Hopefully it doesn't. Like, share, subscribe, or dislike. I really don't care. Although there is a disliker on here that, I don't know about that guy. He always dislikes every video. Why even watch it? Anyway, like, share, subscribe. And I hope to see you in another video. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go back to repairing this turd. Or attempting to repair this turd. This should be interesting. Oh, and FYI. That little plate. Let's see if we can get a focus. It just clips on these little tabs here. There's like these little tabs that it just snaps into place on. So it's not a big deal to snap that back in. I just got to try and get the board straighter. I'm out.